What's up everyone, MK Tom Brady here. So in this video, I want to weigh in on a huge argument going on in the Mortal Kombat community involving flawless blocking in MK11. Is it high level? Is it scrubby? Should it be reworked, removed, fine as it is, etc. Over the last 7 days, there are clips being uploaded on YouTube and Twitter, and they show people getting a hit, following up the hit advantage with an attack within the proper amount of frames so the opponent will be jailed and shouldn't be able to move. But instead of your follow-up, you get flawless block launched, and people say, when is it my turn to play? When can I follow up my advantage? Why am I not rewarded for my poke? This is a scrubby mechanic. And of course, there are people on the other side of this that say it's a really high-level mechanic. Now, I'm going to show an example that pretty much ends this debate forever. Not is it scrubby or not, but is it a good thing for the game? Like, does it need to be changed in some way? And yes, it does, and I'm going to show an example. Before I get to that, there are some points that I do agree with, some that I don't. And even though I don't feel like getting into debating the points about this that I don't agree with, I'm just going to concede the following because there's a lot I do agree with. So I'm going to concede all of the following points. So let's say even if I agree to all of the following, it's great for jumping, which it is. There are some jump kicks that are really angled down. They have a really steep, deep collision. The guy jumps in at a really close range. You really can't do anything about it from that range but block it. So instead of having to hold the jump kick, it gives you the ability to do something about it, flawless block. It's another option. It's a great defensive option there. It's great for blowing up gaps in strings. You know, people say it's good for, hey, somebody did a string that's plus frames, so, I'm disadvantaged, or they do it a single attack that leaves them at plus frames. Flawless block kind of gives me a mind game. Am I going to flawless block the follow-up, etc.? It opens up a mind game there. And even if I were to concede to the argument that, hey, look, even though I'm doing a string that's -2, -3, and flawless blocking your poke, your turn, and stealing my turn back, it's a lot more skillful than the old days when somebody would do a string -3 and throw out an armored launcher. Because at least the flawless block has a higher degree of execution and anticipation. What's coming out? When is it coming out? I have to execute it. And it's a little harder to do than just throwing out an armored launcher. So it keeps that mind game there without loading armored launchers everywhere in the game. So if we concede all of these things are great about flawless blocking, let's go to the one thing, or this is what it does that I think is egregious and the biggest reason why it has to be kind of toned down and looked at. So let's take Shao Kahn, a character who is considered by many to be the worst, if not one of the worst, and look at Jackie, who's conceded by many to be either the best or somewhere in the top 3. So you got way at the top to way at the bottom. Now, this is where this mechanic really messes things up. Characters at the top largely benefit by this mechanic against the character at the bottom, like Shao Kahn. But the same is not reversed. So we just had a Jackie player on the other day, and the argument of being able to flawless block out of big hit advantage is, it makes a mind game, and it's fair, a fair mind game. So they say, hey, even though I go to follow up my attack, you can flawless block me the same as I can flawless block you, right? That's what they say. They say it's fair. And hey, why should I be stuck there even though you're plus 20 because you hit me, right? The term they say is, why should you be able to autopilot pressure even though you're plus 20 off of your hit? There should be a mind game. It's a fair mind game because both characters can do it to each other, and it adds depth to the game. It takes execution. And let's just take, for example, Jackie players. They try to peddle this argument, and it's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard, and I'm so glad to expose it here. You see, the Jackie or any top tier, the Fujin player, sure, against a character like Shao Kahn, they can afford to say, every now and then, I think a flawless block is coming out. Let me back up and see what happens. And even if you don't flawless block and they don't bait it out and nothing happens. So it's either going to be neutral or you do something, you go in the air, you whiff you're up to, you like jump in the air like this, or accidentally short hop, and you get blown up and punished. But even if nothing happens, they can afford to do this every once in a while, check you for the flawless block, and go about their game plan. And it doesn't really have any effect in the match at all for them every once in a while to have to, forego their pressure in these situations. But it's a killer for a character like Shao Kahn. So the reason why these down ones and these down threes, etc., are really plus is because by the old way, it didn't really affect a character like Jackie or Fujin, but the characters like Shao Kahn, like not just Shao Kahn, but along this tier, it really had a big effect on these type of characters. So let's just say Jackie's old down one was +8. Well, her forward 3 is 9 frames. So you had a 1 frame window. You're not going to down one or jump or armor in there. It's a 1 frame window between this mid and the down one being +8. Characters like Fujin were like +14. So even though if he doesn't want to jail you with his stand 1, he can still check you with his back 1, which is a mid, and it's 14 frames. He's +15. In that 1 frame window, you're not going to jump or anything like that, right? So it's a mid. Even if he's a little late on it, you're not going to really be able to do anything. But characters like Shao Kahn really struggled because he wasn't a character that had these obnoxiously plus down ones and down threes. He was like some of the other characters that, he really couldn't jail you into his poke. So if a character like Shao Kahn tried to follow up with like his safe, you see 1-4 is safe, it's only -3. If you got hit by his down 1 and tried, you could go airborne, the 1 makes contact, right? Because you barely got off the ground, the 4 misses, and you get up and get a full combo punish. Or you could just down 1 him out of it because it's a high. So the only thing Shao Kahn could really do is keep doing down 1, down 1, down 1, down 1, down 1. Or he could do his forward 3, which is a mid, and it's a combo starter. The problem is, you say, oh, well, you have to block this forward 3. It's 10 frames, right? So even let's say Shao Kahn's down 1 was +8 or +9. This is a 10 frame forward 3. You have to block it. You can't down 1 it. You can't jump out of it. Problem is, when you do block it, it's a full combo punish. So Shao Kahn's like, okay, I'm following up, and you have to block it. The problem is, when you do block it, I'm dead. Now, of course, Shao Kahn could always follow up with forward 3-4, which, of course, if you try to do a punish, it's going to counter hit you, and he gets the hit. However, if you just block this, this is -12. So at -12, Shao Kahn is going to get, it's going to say punish here. Here we go, punish, full combo punished. Now, if you're trying to full combo punish that, Shao Kahn could always, go ahead with the throw. So you go to full combo punish it, and that's going to hit you. Not only can you just duck this and then full combo punish him, you can also flawless block, and notice the throw doesn't come out. So here the throw comes out, and here the throw does not come out. This means you can always get rid of that with a flawless block, so that whole mind game is gone. Now, another way you can punish people for trying to punish the forward 3 is throw out a shoulder. And if they're trying to punish the forward 3 or flawless block the forward 3-4, that's going to blow them up. If they're trying to go under the throw, you can throw out a shoulder, and that's going to blow them up. But this is all like, he's dead for all of this. So the entire mind game that he's forced into because his poke is coming out, this is all unsafe. He's dead for everything. But lucky for Shao Kahn, the NRS god said, guess what? We are going to, for characters like you, we're going to make down 1, down 3, and even Shao Kahn's down 4, we're going to make this plus on block. Even Shao Kahn's down 4 is heavy plus, +20. And this allows Shao Kahn to do his down 1 and then jail you. Like I'm holding down here, look at my commands. I can't duck, I can't jump, nothing. I'm totally jailed, I have to guard. And even off his down 4, you see that space? It knocks us back a little bit. But it was given so many more plus frames so that Shao Kahn can do this and jail. So here I'm trying to duck. I can't look at my commands. Can't duck. Can't down 1. Nothing, right? Can't jump. Can't armor. I will be forced to guard. And this allows Shao Kahn now, instead of his mega unsafe forward 3 stuff, he can actually finally follow up with something that forces me to guard, to free up his strike throw, And it's a situation where guarding the attack doesn't lead to a mind game in which I'm full combo punished for every option. And this helps a character like Shao Kahn. This, although it seems like a small change, it was done universally, to be fair, so every character gets that plus 13, down 1, down 3. So it was done universally so that everyone has something like this, but this was mainly done to benefit characters on the lower end of the tier list, like Shao Kahn, because these were some of the issues that they faced. However, Shao Kahn needs this, because if you allow Shao Kahn, for example, so let's put on Flawless Block now, and we will have a launcher. So now, oops, I want to record. All right, so I'll take Shao Kahn, my mistake. So practice options, I'll take Shao Kahn. Let's put Jackie here on Flawless Block. And let's have Jackie go ahead and do her launcher. So here's my plus frames. I go to follow up. Only now, oops, I'm launched. So you're jailed, but I'm still getting launched. Now, of course, the Jackie player will say, hey, man, just, see what I'm going to do. See what I'm going to do, right? What's coming out, right? And if I'm wrong, I could get blown up, and it's fair because it worked both ways. But it doesn't really work both ways. Shao Kahn doesn't have anything else. You, as the Jackie or the Fujin or whatever top tier, you've got 1,000 tools. Bro, the Shao Kahn player, he doesn't have anything else. He needs that. This is a major buff for him. Being able to say, hold on, don't follow up yet, see what I'm going to do. This is a killer for him. It severely tips the balance of power in the favor of the Jackie or the Fujin, etc. Of course, the Jackie player is going to give the community some snowball crap argument that this is somehow fair and adds depth. It favors them. Of course, they want to be able to run over Shao Kahn even worse than they already do. Why should they want to try? It benefits them. Of course, they want to attack, and then they get poked, and you go to follow up, and they want to say, I want to be able to attack without the finality of me having a consequence. I want an extra option that even though I got hit, I want the option to still launch you. And they hide this with, but it's fair. There's mind games there. And it's just a huge problem for characters like Shao Kahn when they're going against the better characters in the game. Also, even if you want to use the argument of, well, the flawless block mechanic is a failsafe. It's the last line of defense. You could say it's in the game so that even if there's something the devs didn't anticipate, like on knockdown, something that you can't get out of by forward roll, backward roll, up 3, up 2, or delay, you can always get up, flawless block it, and you have that. Or if you're caught in some situation where maybe you can't escape and you're being pressured over and over again, you always have the flawless block. And they say this is a failsafe that allows maybe characters to have a little more freedom without really having unfair situations because you do have the flawless block. But then if they have a failsafe in the game, why go so conservative and water down characters like Shao Kahn if there's a failsafe in the game to prevent characters from really having these omega unfair situations? So this failsafe works heavily in the favor of the better characters in the game against the worst characters in the game. And it doesn't even work like, well, at least Shao Kahn gets a whole bunch of tools, because we do have things like flawless block that are going to prevent a character like him from going too far, because they water him down anyway just to be extra safe. So even if you say it's a fail-safe, that argument doesn't hold any weight anyway. So flawless blocking, it's good for a lot of reasons. But the problems that it caused, especially this one, it just has to be reworked. It has to be reworked, even if only for this reason alone. Now, of course, you could say, take Shao Kahn and the other lower tiers, buff him up, give him 1,000 different tools. That requires an overhaul. Are we going to get one? Are pigs going to fly tomorrow? Probably the same answer. But let me know what you guys think about this argument here. Where do you guys stand? Is it a good thing for the game? Is it something that has good things with really bad side effects, so it should be looked at? Let me know. I'm always eager to hear from you guys in the comments. As always, thank you so much for all the support, and stay tuned for more content.